Hello everybody, this is Magnum Pi. I'm here with Teku, Golgotha, Vahilo, and Dark Templar, and we are Initiative Zero. So happy to be back with you again for some more Rifts. This is Rifts, the Devouring Swarm, and we've encountered them now, and it's time to figure out a plan. And how are you guys doing there? Did you figure out a plan?
I think we have a plan going in. We'll see if it's able to come to fruition.
Yeah, figuring out the plan has never been our issue. It's executing the plan.
It's executing the plan, yeah.
That's right. Sticking to the plan. That's also been an issue.
Also a problem.
Remembering the plan is also a difficulty.
Oh,
that is a challenge.
Yeah.
That is a challenge.
This is true.
Regardless,
we're
just gonna fight the horde. Let's go.
It's a differential issue for some of us. Yeah.
That's right. Okay, so when we last left you, it was Golgi and DT had encountered two of the devouring swarm, as you presume, two flying creature vehicles. We don't know what they were, but they were pretty tough. They actually were able to lay out quite a bit of damage in a very short flyby. So
it seems clear that probably a head-on, attack on them is probably a bad idea. So we have to use maybe more subterfuge.
Yeah, and you guys were talking about looking for some allies.
That's right. So we are going to be heading to visit the Shemarrians and hopefully convince them that we have a common enemy and that it's in their best interest, even if they don't support us. This is going to be bad for everybody, and everybody, like everything.
Okay, cool. And so you'll head west back toward where you lost the truck before, which was in the hills, about 100 miles or so west of Finton. And so, yeah, normally that would take about, at that overland, it took you a number of hours, 4 hours with the truck, with the robot at a decent speed. It'd take you about 2.5 hours. And, if you were to walk it as you did walking back in the winter, it took days and days to get back. So you guys are taking the robot vehicle then?
Yeah, we'll take the vehicle, we'll get dropped off, and it will kind of stay back in a position where if we need help, that we could call. Well, we could call on it.
Okay, and Golgi, you're calling the shots. It sounds like, but Godric probably wants to weigh in on the use of the robot vehicle. Yeah.
I want to, as we're kind of getting in there and all that, I want to try and make it look as least threatening as possible. So I don't know if there's a way to kind of keep a gun pointed at the ground or kind of retract things. So it's not coming in as a threat.
Yeah,
to the Shemarrians.
Yeah, I mean, essentially not locking the gun into its normal elevated position, which is kind of like the picture that you see there. That's it can raise a little bit from that and lower down a little bit from that, but that's certainly not pointing down at anybody. And likewise, the crotch gun you can have dangling between your legs, I suppose, as you walk along or behind you. To do that. You don't have any missiles, but they don't know that. But those are on your arms, so as long as you're not pointing the launchers at them, you're relatively not bringing your arms to bear on them. But
and just trying to appear as least threatening as possible.
That's right. Just get a big frilly tutu for the robot.
Whatever works. I still want to be tracking my radar.
Okay.
To see if there is anything that might be kind of coming through the woods there and surrounding me or like a big group that might be kind of lining up to shoot me.
Okay, cool.
Even though I'm trying to be as less threatening.
Okay, so
is it worth using the loudspeaker as we walk to kind of call out and be like, Shemarrians, we come in peace, we want to talk?
You could. It's 2 hours of that.
That language?
Well, once we get closer, presumably. And
Yeah.
no, they spoke. Oh yeah, we all speak their language. Yeah,
Yeah.
They spoke Dragonese. Yeah.
all of us picked Dragonese by
I don't.
accident.
I
Well,
don't
it's
think
pretty
I know
common.
Dragonese.
Yeah, it's a fairly common language. But so as you're moving along, you want to check your radar. That's cool. That's a sensor systems check, but don't roll yet. So you're obviously the pilot. Who's riding co-pilot? Who's riding gunner?
I'd probably go gunner again.
Okay, you did that last time, but you're the one that actually has telemechanics, and telemechanics pretty much can substitute for a number of skills, right? Like read sensory equipment, navigation, things like that with the robot vehicle. Whereas really shooting the gun is pulling a trigger and pointing it. So you're sacrificing a +1 to hit for a second attempt at information. And if we remember from last time with the invisible creatures, the more information you had, the
knowledge
better
is
it
power.
was,
Yeah.
right? So
Okay,
you
all right.
might actually be of more. I mean, you can go where you want. I'm not trying to dictate, but you might be more use as the co-pilot rather than the gunner. And the co-pilot can still control some guns. That's just not their primary role, right? Co-pilot can control the crotch gun, can control the main gun, and can control the arms as well, as long as the pilot relinquishes that control to the co-pilot. But again, you have access to more things than the gunner would. So the gunner really is for the howitzer on the top. That's kind of his job. So,
Okay, that's fine. I'll go co-pilot then.
all right.
I'm gonna have Sir Luke. I'm gonna have Sir Luke sitting as like the first person out the door,
Okay, I can do
so
that.
we don't run into the same problem as last time.
Okay, so
And
he's
the-
not
the
he's not going to be
instant anything happens, you put armor on.
so he's not going to be the gunner then.
No, then I won't be-
No,
Okay.
like he could even be sitting on the shoulder of the robot. I'm fine with it.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
You know, it might be a bad idea.
That sounds superficially like a pretty bad idea.
Yeah, that's you might want to stay inside the vehicle. But does that make Portland the gunner then?
Oh God, he's
Yes.
got bigger rocks to throw.
Okay. Again, just a little bit.
No,
I know.
please don't throw rocks.
Let's not talk about Portland stones right now. Okay. And the thing is that again, Portland is your see the invisible spotter, though, right?
This is true.
So it might be better to position him near the hatch and not in the gunner seat. So
This is also true.
you know, again, not trying to tell you what to do, but I do want to make you aware of just kind of the logistics that you've got here, and you remind you of your
tactics
abilities.
involved.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to go co-pilot. I mean, it's probably worth having eyes. So Luke, if you're good to sit in the gunner seat,
Sure.
it's
Awesome.
it's pretty straightforward, and I'll give you a completely incorrect crash course of how to use it because I think it's funny.
Well, I don't even know if we necessarily need all those seats filled with them.
No, we don't.
Because we're kind of walking in. I would maybe put Stenid in the gunner seat. I would be piloting, excuse me. And we don't necessarily need a co-pilot because we're not kind of expecting an attack.
But we're also not looking for combat, so I think the point of having extra eyes on the scanners is probably preferable, and that's something I can do.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
So if there's no further objections,
Well, we haven't heard from Portland.
no, we heard maniacal laughing, which basically
Yes.
helped shift the position of everybody else.
Which is
Wow.
terrifying.
Thanks, guys. I rest my case.
No, you know what? That was good role play because it's reflective of reality. And if you want to sit on the shoulder, not a great idea, but No, I think having you in a position to actually look outside is probably better. I mean, it worked well last time.
Okay.
So-
Cool.
Everybody bring your cold weather shit.
No, it's
Well,
the summer.
It's summer, so we're
Oh.
good.
Yeah. So there
Bring
you
something
go.
to start a fire because I feel that we might have to start a bonfire up on the hill to attract them.
Okay. So it will be the next day then. Is when you departed. You had a rest, right, and recovered any ISP or PPE that you may have expended there, up to 8 hours worth. And the next morning, you pile into the NGV-7 Hunter mobile gun with your equipment and head west toward the direction you were heading before. And let's just see here. Who has navigation? Anybody have the navigation skill?
I have navigation.
Not land navigation, just navigation.
I think I just have navigation. Let's see. Do I have it? Where is it? I'm sure I have it somewhere. Where'd it go?
I have underground navigation, but I doubt we're going underground.
No.
I have astronomy and navigation.
That'll do.
I have land
Yep.
navigation.
Astronomy,
Yeah, I've got
navigation.
astronomy.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
So I'm going to do Senate make the roll because of his position, right? He's got the scopes, he's got all that stuff. Sir Luke, you could do a backup roll if needed, but
Yeah, I've got land navigation, not
Sure.
just straight navigation.
yeah, straight navigation
this-
and astronomy is what we need there. Yeah.
Okay, I
So
got
is this a
astronomy.
telemechanics navigation or a just navigation?
You can make use of the sensory systems to get additional information if you need to, but this is really you're reading the map and making sure you guys
Just
are
as,
going in the
as
right
baseline.
direction. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay, cool. All right. And give me another... sorry, I need to also roll this. There we go. Give me another roll. There we go. Cool, there we go. So, you did lose your bearings a little bit there, so it's going to take you an additional... you veered off course a little bit and you had to correct. So you went about an hour out of your way and then came back. So rather than about 2.5 hours, it took you about 3 hours to get there. And luckily you recovered and got yourselves back on track. In that time, that's about 3 hours, we said. So give me three sensory equipment checks. So that would be Gotrek has that skill, and then Senate, you can choose to spend 3 expenditures of telemechanics if you don't have that skill to read the sensory equipment as well. But you're going to do it about once an hour, so it's all right. There's 1. Give me 2 more, Gotrek.
My computer is really slow right now. There's 1 more. And 1 more. I see nothing. Oh, I see something.
All right. And then the question becomes, did Senate make use of his psionics? Okay.
Again, I'm here for information. Makes sense to use the information.
Okay. Cool.
A lot of information.
Yep. So you were able to pick up things that he did not. And that will cost you 3 uses of telemechanics via ISP, but you regain 2 ISP per hour. So 3 uses less 6 ISP is what you had to expend. And let's see what we got here. All right. So what you note is rolling high. Okay. So at the limits of your radar, which is why Gotrek was not able to detect these particular things, you notice a group of 4 of these on your radar. Well, 4 blips on your radar that are moving very fast. I guess you wouldn't know that they are those, but they're quite far above you. They swoop past you very quickly. They move across your they move across the radar display very quickly. Visual inspect, you may have alerted Sir Luke because he's in the top, right? He can swivel and look around with the gun. I don't know, but depends
Yep.
if you wanted to lay eyes on it. If you did, you would have seen quite high up 4 of these swoop by incredibly fast. They're like just gone, right? Even
Yeah,
No.
the
tracking
goal
them
is not to engage, but tracking them is not a bad thing.
yeah, tracking them with your gun, like just even swiveling the gun around, it was kind of like Luke Skywalker in the Millennium Falcon, looking after TIE fighters, just swinging around just to try to keep them in your display. But yeah, that's kind of the only real encounter you've had in the 3.5 hours that you guys spent moving through the wilderness. And it really is very wilderness between Finton and what are essentially the beginnings of the Appalachian Mountains, and the Allegheny Range and the Blue Ridge of the eastern U.S. Between those areas is nothing but forest. The occasional cleared area has a farmstead and the like, but for the most part, it's forest. And you can see on the horizon as you move west the ridge of the Blue Mountains, the northern extent of the Blue Ridge is what it's called, which is part of the Allegheny Range, and it's a very stark contrast for those of us familiar with Ontario. It's kind of like when you first catch the Niagara Escarpment on the horizon driving up from the south toward Toronto, right? It's kind of that very sheer, stark difference, except it's a lot higher. So that's sort of what it looks like. And if from the last time you guys had followed a river that way that kind of wound itself in that between that ridge, but you said because on the other side of that is a bit of a valley before the next ridge comes, as the land is kind of an accordion at this point from the Appalachians. So if you want to ascend, because I think that's what you had been talking about, ascending to get a vantage point and then letting people go on foot, going up into the hills might be a good idea. Or you could pass through and go and find a bit of high ground in the valley that's between the two. It's essentially on the next ridge after this first one that the entrance was found. And so it would be, that's in that valley is where you guys lost the truck the first time.
All right. Well, I mean, dealer's choice as far as where you want to go here, Mr. Pilot.
Well, I'm thinking I'd like to kind of keep this thing, like on the high ground. If there's some trees or a tree line, I don't know if you mentioned that, Magnum, but kind of keeping it maybe close to the tree line, but definitely in a spot where I can kind of pick some things up on the radar as to what's coming at me.
Yeah.
Just watch out for those things in the air, though.
Yeah, they move quick.
Well, that's why I want to be by the tree line, so I can just kind of,
Tuck in.
if I have 10, 15 seconds, I can kind of tuck into the trees.
For sure. I'm just going to give you a bit of a visual here, just so we've got something to go off of. There we go. And we'll just do this real quick. And so it's kind of like this, right? You've got kind of two ridges. And there's this valley between, and that's kind of where the truck was lost last time. And you could set yourself down over here, right on the eastern wall of this valley, and that would give you some shelter to your back. It's wooded to a degree, but you could find a ledge or something, an outcropping to kind of position yourself on. And the range of your howitzer is like 4,000 feet or something like that. So that's almost a mile, right? So it's quite a distance.
Is the other side of that valley where we saw the Shemarrians before?
It would be in this valley is where you encountered them. Yeah, they were up on a ridge back over here, right? And That would have been kind of where they came from to check out after they shot you down.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm good with that. That's what I want to do.
if you're happy, I'm happy. Let's go.
Cool.
We do a call back to Lex and see if you want to do the camouflage roll.
Ooh.
Throw a twig up
I
there,
mean,
maybe.
I can roll for camouflage.
You want to get out and camouflage the robot? You could. I mean, that's not if that's what you're trying to do.
Yep. Throw that stick up there.
All right. So you break off some branches.
I'll just put some leaves on his feet.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
No, the robot itself grabs a bough of a tree and holds it over its head.
That's right. It's not like you can use the arms for anything at this point, anyway. All right. Cool. So there you are. And, yeah. Cool. With the other three, Gotrek, you basically get the robot standing on a ledge overlooking the valley. And what are the rest of you guys doing?
Well, I think we should disembark.
Yeah, we're unloading and moving in on foot.
Yep.
Okay, bringing some supplies with us, of course, in case it takes a little bit longer than we hope. Also, with the realization that those things are in the area flying, it my idea of the bonfire might not be a great idea.
No, that's going to be a hard no.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So you guys disembark from the robot?
Yep. Whatever's
All right.
left of my armor.
Okay.
Taken on my body.
Any preparations, Portland, Sir Luke, Senate?
Well, I've got my regular armor on, and if I need to, I'll use my, magic armor. But I think I'm good for now. I've got my bow with me in case, but it's on my back, so I don't have it on me, like physically in my hands, just on my back.
Okay. Cool.
I have my vibro saber on. I'm bringing my noose. That's pretty much it. Oh no, sorry. I'm also gonna bring my C-14 fire breather laser rifle.
Okay, cool. And Senate?
Yeah, I'll bring my energy rifle, my vibro sword. I'll be wearing what's left of my armor.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, probably about do it, I think.
Okay, your armor's environmental functions no longer work. Right?
No,
it's that damaged.
it's a little,
yeah, but
it's a little beat up.
still, it's better than no armor. So there you go. All right, so you guys move into the valley, and yeah, it is. It looks different in the summer than it does in the winter. It's very verdant. It's filled with lots of trees. It's rather forested, although it's not dense, right? It's a thin forest. As you make your way between these two ridges here, and it's I would say Gotrek can probably shoot his howitzer to that X from where he is there. That's the extent of his range. And you can actually try to shoot further than the maximum range. You're just at a bit of a penalty, right? So you could probably try to hit something completely on the other side of the valley there. It's rather narrow, only 4,000 or so feet. So maybe 5,000, maybe a mile across. So there you guys are, and you make your way into the valley. Are you prowling? Are you doing any particular things as you move through?
No, I don't think I'm going to prowl because I mean, I kind of want them to find us.
Yeah, the object is to be apparent.
Yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
we're not walking with weapons out.
I'm
Okay.
actually gonna start whistling. So I'm gonna start doing.
Okay. You guys
It'd be
begin to
like
whistle.
Andy Griffith song, basically.
Okay. Cool. Channeling your inner Dawn Knots, is that what it is?
On repeat, by the way. I'm just like constantly doing.
Okay, so yes, you are channeling your inner Dawn Knots. Okay. And yeah, you do encounter some of your quarry here.
I wouldn't call them quarry.
I would. So
They're like new, unaware allies.
If hopefully,
Nope,
Okay.
nope. Power of positive thinking.
yes, power positive. Okay, I've got my hands up, and I said, "We're here. We were trying to find you. We need to talk. If you are willing to listen."
Okay, and essentially what they do is, they come out from the woods, two ahead of you, and two to your one on either side, right, the flanking of you, as they kind of catch you in a bit of a clearing. They step out, and one of them comes forward and says, "This way is barred. You can no longer proceed to the other side of the valley. Turn back, head south until the ridge runs out. Then you can proceed west."
We were coming specifically to see you. We need to talk about something. It's a threat to everybody.
Right, and she looks over to her companions there, all clad similarly, all carrying the same sort of weapons, riding the same sort of biomechanical beasts, and she says, "Speak."
I'm going to point upward. I'll say, "You've seen the things flying overhead?"
And she shakes her head, "No."
There are creatures that have come from a different dimension, mechanical, and they're here to kill everything. Not just every man, woman, and child, but every living thing, every plant, every insect, every animal. Their goal is to wipe everything out. They're not here to enslave us. They're not here to rule us. They're here to kill us all.
How many?
You acted to protect your land when you thought we were invading. We're here to tell you that you may need to act now. Not because we're invading, and I'm going to kind of side-eye the one beside me.
We're also coming to ask for your help.
How many
These
are
things need
there?
to be,
Legions.
well, not right. Well, maybe, but right now, based upon what we see, there were a little over a dozen
No.
in the
No.
area, but there are legions coming.
No. Those of us that get glimpses of the future, I can tell you, legions.
Yeah.
Enough to drown in.
We might be able to nip them in the bud before that happens, but we need to stop them, or we need to stop them.
Meeting them now before they have a chance to amass their numbers to swell their ranks is our best hope. This isn't something we can do alone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if need be, we will. But even if you don't want to help us, you have the right to know what's coming, and you have the right to defend yourself. We'll do what we can to save as many people as possible, but it would be better if we did this as, allies.
You favor strength, and there is strength in numbers. We've already made it clear through our actions that we mean you no harm. You asked us to leave, we left. You asked us to stop, here we are.
And if you tell us you don't want to help us, we'll leave again, but we'll do it ourselves if we need to.
And the antenna of this one kind of twitch as she looks around to her companions, who also, their antennae also twitch. And the beasts that they're on kind of step around a little bit, keeping an eye on you, their heads swiveling on their necks, and you can hear servos and the like as the guns mounted on their shoulders track your position. And the one that's speaking to you, again in Dragonese, says, "We defend our own. This is our land. Come no further. Do not come this way again. We will destroy this menace that you speak of if it comes our way. And we will speak with our elders to see if there is any need to send some of our people east and engage them outside of our territory. Do not trespass here again. We won't ask you again." And one of the other ones says something again in Dragonese. You hear, "There's one over on the ridge." And she points with the railgun in her hand toward the position of Gotrek.
And I will speak up immediately in Dragonese, looking at that person, saying, "That's not necessary. He is there because he brought us here. He left his weapon there out of respect to your previous direction. He is free and clear of your land. He is respecting your autonomy. It has enough holes in it, I think. And I'll pick the rifle off my back and hold it out at arm's length and then drop it. I think we can lay down arms against each other, if you don't mind."
And the beast that she's riding on kind of gives you this synthesized sort of roar as it looks at your motion of pulling the rifle out and then dropping it. Its weapons trained on you as you drop it. And she looks over at the superior that's been talking to you, who looks at you and says, "Leave now. Do not return. And there will be no need to engage."
Honestly, I think this is probably the best we're going to get.
As said, we respect your position.
I do not respect your position.
Oh, no.
I'm going to hold a hand up and just say,
Please, no. Please, no.
this is an enemy whose scale and scope needs to be addressed in force and organized. I assume with your technology, you're able to reach us should you find yourselves in a position to do so.
What he's actually trying to say, I'm just going to speak over him, is when you guys start getting slaughtered by these guys, you know where to find us. You and your pride, I guess you have to eat it at some point, come over here to where we are and ask for aid, because they're going to come for you, and they are a lot of them. So as great as you might think you are, it's all about strength in numbers, which they have a lot more than we do. This is why we are here. So good. It's just talking to a wall at this point. Let's just go, guys. We will see them in probably a month? There's only 10 of them left. Let's go. I'm going to start walking back to the robot.
And you can see her hands kind of tense on the saddle that she rides on the back of this beast, as she kind of grinds her teeth as Portland turns his back on her. Sir Luke, Senate.
I'll kind of half look at Portland as he walks away and then look back at her, and I hope your strength serves you well. And I'll hold my hand out over my gun and then use my telekinesis to pick it up immediately and then walk away.
Okay.
Bending over is a sucker's game. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. I'll kind of nod to them and say, if there's a need, contact us. I don't know if there will be, but as I said, you have the right to defend yourself if need be, if they come for you. So good luck.
And so, and as I'm walking away in my loud voice, just so you know, other races of people literally left their planets to get away from these fuckers because they killed them all. And just keep on walking.
All right. And her beast basically gives a bit of a leap forward and a loud roar as you say that, essentially landing between, well, I guess Portland won't have walked off that far, but kind of to the side. So if you guys were just trying to think of how I can illustrate this.
Yeah, we got tokens.
Yeah, I'm just trying to adjust.
Well, I'm imagining it.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of talking to a wall. And I'm just gonna go.
Yeah, she kind of leaps out this way, sort of thing. And the creature can leap without effort over and land there, and it even moves in the air, landing facing Portland's flank. And she says, "You can leave, but watch your tongue, wizard."
I don't even respond. I'm not even like gonna meet eye contact. I'm just gonna keep on walking.
Okay, cool.
As though like this leaping didn't even phase me. I'm like, whatever. Let's just go.
Yeah.
I'm through talking to a.
Yep. Cool. Senate, Sir Luke. Portland continues to walk.
Oh, I'm gonna keep moving. Still holding a rifle, kind of mid-barrel, I guess.
As will I.
Okay, so you guys kind of pass through this bit of a gauntlet now, and the Shemarrians eye you, and as you move this way, they kind of follow back. The beasts kind of watch you as you move through, and they enclose, essentially herding you in that direction. Leaving you to go where you need to.
Yep. And I'll say to the leader, with the necessary respect, you may not appreciate his tone.
But he's right.
But he's right.
You'll come to find that the substance of his message will resonate.
I don't appreciate his tone, she kind of says as you walk past. And he may come to appreciate some other substance, as she kind of almost cocks the rail gun in her hand, sort of thing, because that makes a bit of a high-pitched whine.
Am I able to turn it off?
Don't turn it
with
off.
telemechanics?
Telemechanics?
Or sorry, not telemechanics, electrokinesis.
You could try. It's a rifle. You could cut its power supply. Yeah.
Let's just walk away. Let's just
I'll
walk
do
away.
it.
Let's just
Okay.
And as I do it, I'll say, again, not necessary. We've delivered our message.
You can affect up to 12 devices, correct?
Yep.
Do you want to just disconnect that one?
Yeah, just for now.
Okay. So, and you say that and you just hear it kind of wind down like, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah. And this one kind of spurs her beast forward, who kind of gives a roar and moves forward toward you, but the leader holds out her arm to stay her. Their antennae, again, kind of twitching and wavering as they look at each other, then you. We will destroy the menace that comes our way. You have our word on that.
Do I hear this?
Probably. She's not whispering it.
Oh. And I was like, no, you won't. as I'm still walking.
And again, not breaking pace, not looking back, just
walking. Just walking.
I hope your strength holds. for your sake.
Pride comes before the fall.
Yeah, we wish you luck, and that's a genuine wish.
And as I say that, I'm sort of hucking my rifle over my shoulder again.
Okay, and Sir Luke, you look back at all, or I know Senate said he doesn't look back.
I'm looking
Cool,
back.
Okay.
Cool guys don't look at explosives or explosions. We're good. Just go.
I'm looking back.
Sir Luke, you look back, and she's still kind of staying her companions there, right, holding her hand to have them not engage, although they look primed to. And the weaponry of their beasts is just trained on you all.
I'll keep walking now.
Okay, and we come to Gotrek. From your position, you can see the clearing where they were at. You see the engagement. You see your friends walking away from there.
Did I see guns pointed and all that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah, you saw all of the. You can zoom in pretty good from where you are, right? So yeah, you saw that happening there, and it's it was pretty tense, but I don't know if there's anything in particular that you wanted to do, or.
No, I'm just gonna wait. So they start coming, check the radar, see if it's okay to kind of come out from under the branch that I'm holding over my head.
Sure. You're looking in the sky, you mean by that?
Exactly. See if there's any more of those fast moving things.
Yeah, you can give me a sensory check.
When
All right. Yeah, you detect nothing on your sensors other than these particular folk. So it takes a little bit for your friends to make it back to the robot vehicle. The Shemarrians don't leave the clearing. They continue to look in your direction.
Well, that went, I guess,
Exactly as I expected, more or less.
Well, as well as could be expected, I suppose.
Hey, the thing about it, when they all are dead, we just take away their land.
I'm just going to look at Portland and just like kind of shake my head, very kind of almost like a sad laugh. Like, I don't know if there'll be much. I don't know if there'll be much land to take if these things are as powerful as we think they are.
That is true. But
I
all's
think
well ends well. Can we?
I think we made our point.
We made our point.
Dimension, and we can just walk through it and just not be here anymore.
Well,
Sorry,
let's go back.
Say that again.
Should we should I just open up like a rift or something and we just get the fuck out of here?
No, we
Sure.
can't abandon people.
That plan C? Just let me know. You just let me know.
I mean, I like where your
Yes.
head's at, but the problem is, at what point do they start to follow us to wherever it is we went?
Who fucking cares? There's still a whole world to conquer. Just throwing it out there.
They're not here to conquer it, though. They're here to wipe it out, basically.
Sure. Whole world to wipe out. It has to take at least a week.
I wouldn't feel
That
right
is an
about it.
interesting point, though.
I know.
The fact that they come from somewhere, and we've had no one heralding their arrival warning. There's no forces
probably-
in retreat. There's no...
Probably
We did
because
have
they.
some- No, we did have some warning. That dude who told us this village was destroyed, and that guy who
Yeah.
Yeah. That's from
Yeah, but
this universe. There's
yeah.
no one from the other universe.
sounds pretty heralding to me, though.
But
Maybe
that
this dude opened the portal and worships these things. Sounds kind of heralding to me, doesn't it?
Yeah, but that's like getting a warning down the street. I'm expecting a warning from... There's no refugees from their universe. There's no nothing,
Because they're all dead.
obviously.
Right.
But-
So
Is it possible that you just mentally outperformed an entire universe with your idea of run away before they get here?
yeah.
Are these guys back to where I am now?
Yeah.
as they're having this conversation and walking.
Yeah, they can be getting in the robot while they're having this conversation.
I mean, if
Regardless,
nothing else, it
I'm
merits
not,
consideration now.
I'm not cutting and running. I'm not leaving this Earth, this planet, for these things to ravage.
Oh, so you
Well, you never know. They might be taking that information and thinking about it, and when we engage this enemy, they might show up on our side.
Wait, no,
Well-
I got it. No, I got it. The reason why there's no Herald is because they only killed off half the population, and the other half they made like good with them, and so they're all living real great lives. They have no reason to warn anyone about anything. Oh wait, except for those Atlanteans. But other than that, they're doing great. All these other planets they've destroyed. I'm using air quotes, but no one can see it. Right? It's destroyed. They've actually made peace with the other half. Like you're doing just fine. You're doing just fine.
So what do you mean by other than the Atlanteans?
Didn't the Atlanteans tell us that they fled their previous wherever to go to this world because?
Well, they fled Atlantis because,
Whatever.
Sorry,
Splugorth.
are we talking about the Splugorth, or are we talking about like Sir Luke's Atlanteans?
I remember one person describing that their race left their area because of this devouring swarm thing.
well, it wasn't the Atlanteans.
Was it the Splugorth? Perhaps? I don't know. Someone said something way back when.
I thought the Atlanteans were in retreat from the Splugorth.
Well, that was, a while ago.
Just put the pride aside. We're just
No, someone up and left because of this devouring swarm thing. And they're like, instead of just battling them, they literally just pieced out.
I don't know anything about that.
Wasn't
no
there
memory of
something?
such
I'm just
things.
looking at the Edict of Planetary Distress. Was there a mention in there?
Perhaps. Like, literally, I remember hearing this. That's why I'm repeating it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm
no.
wrong with the Atlanteans, but I definitely heard this.
Here we go. Yes, the denizens of
There's all-
Atlantis
there's
know
all-
and fear this because they have fought it in the past. It's not clear whether they will join the fight or flee our world. That's probably what you're remembering then, is that bullet.
Maybe.
Yeah, the fourth bullet of the coming danger. Yeah, the denizens of Atlantis know and fear this demon that is the Devourer because they've fought it in
Wow.
the past, and it's
Yeah,
not
that's the
clear
Atlanteans.
whether
Atlanteans, right? Am I right?
the denizens of Atlantis. So what you have the Atlanteans, or the true Atlanteans, of which Sir Luke is, and then you have the people that are currently living in Atlantis who took it from the Atlanteans like millennia ago,
Oh, okay.
called
okay.
the Splugorth. So in some ways, the Splugorth are the current Atlanteans, but not true Atlanteans.
Sure.
Which sounds like a bad philosophical argument. There's no true Atlantean, but anyway. So yeah, that's probably what you're recalling there. is
Okay.
that.
So
Yeah.
I'm on the right track. I'm trying to get at. Sorry.
Yeah.
that
No,
at least
that, yeah.
that at least people consider fleeing. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Like, let's get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
No, not going
Where
to running.
where are we going to go that they're not going to find us?
We
That
can
they're
just
not
keep
just going
going.
to just not going to devour and destroy Earth and then move on to the next one.
Cool.
That's what's up.
We might be long dead before that happens. Like, we might live out our lives before it ever even comes to be to us.
Does anybody have
You're
lore
assuming-
magic?
I
do.
believe I do.
I probably do.
If you have lore magic, just give me kind of just a general roll on it.
Sure.
Ooh.
So the 0 successes Portland track with what you're saying and everything like that. Sir Luke and Senate, the two of you, realize that with the vast amount of magical energy currently on Rift's Earth, that the Devourer would be able to also kind of do what Portland is suggesting. And because of the sort of interdimensional hub that the Rift's Earth is for the Megaverse, if they were able to claim and essentially devour this planet, it would give them access to all corners of the Megaverse.
Oh, so we're not just saving the world. We're saving, like, all the worlds.
No pressure.
No. All right. Well, that's FU, and
Yeah, I wouldn't cut and run anyways, but good to know this.
yeah. Well, we'll chalk the Free Quebec Glitter Boys as a maybe, the Shemarrians as a maybe, Moody if nothing else, but maybe.
It's not a
After that
definitive.
conversation, we can chalk up Portland to a maybe.
Yeah. It's a solid maybe.
Oh my god, that's so good.
There's no RSVP yet, but you know.
I mean, I know for myself, I'm staying here on Earth. I was born on Earth. I was raised on Earth. I'm gonna die on Earth. So,
As a true Earthling.
as a true Earthling,
If you were to leave, you'd become a DB, and that would make you insane.
these DBs coming in, we gotta defend Earth from all of them.
And I'm kind of side eyeing him a little bit. Go, yeah, definitely have to defend from outside forces. And then just gonna, well, I mean, the Shemarrians. Honestly, that's probably the best we could get from them. Glitter Boys, yeah, like you said. I mean, at least their potential. I suspect that the coalition, even though they haven't really been talking much, they haven't really. They seem like I'm sure the patrol they've been patrolling more. And actually, I've been thinking about the Splugorth, the Power Lords, and the what was the other one? Power Lord and
Overlord.
Overlord. Like maybe they were here for reconnaissance for this as well. Maybe they're aware what's going to happen, and the enemy of my enemy is my friend. I don't know.
That's funny to hear it coming from an Atlantean.
Well, strange times, right?
Yes, indeed.
Dangerous times make for strange bedfellows.
Well, suffice to say that I don't think we'd be allies with them, but if they want to take a few hits in the process, I don't think that's a bad thing.
So I'm just going to give you guys kind of a bit of a map here. It's super crude, but it shows you kind of the eastern seaboard and where you are. So again, Finton is probably about there. And where you guys went is probably about here. Washington, D.C., and so Baltimore about there, Washington, D.C. about there. This should give you a bit of an idea of the lay of the land.
Okay.
So, yeah, really the furthest you've been here, and the furthest west you've gone, at least since you've come to this region, is here. You've gone a little bit southwest, but you've never gone any further. Likewise, you haven't gone north or anything like that. So
where did we come across the swarm?
literally just like here. Like you were not very far from Finton. I mean, as far as this map is concerned, it was a couple days away on foot, but it was within probably 40 miles. So
Well, now we've got to come up with a plan to deal with these things. And
well, I don't know that we're ready to move on to the next step of the plan here because
no, I get that. It's just
I still like the idea of looking for more in the way of alliances and troops. So,
well, who else could there be?
that's my point. Looking at this map,
well, just to orient you, right? Free Quebec is all the way up here. That's Quebec way up top. That is the Free Quebec City. Old Bones is Old Quebec City, right? There's Montreal. So that said, the coalition will send, essentially they're kind of moving toward the old borders of Quebec, right? Which would be here, but they'll send patrols out quite a distance. So, and your radio could go quite far as well.
Yeah, I hate to reach out to the coalition for really much of anything, but this may be one of those situations where,
Enemy of my enemy.
I mean, if nothing else, they've got the firepower.
We do have to be aware that they don't like us much.
And they have to be aware that they like us more than being annihilated.
Do
Sure
they?
point.
And
'Cause the other people didn't work very well.
in the letter, right, the warning that was sent out, it was sent to the coalition, so they are aware of it, right? It's not like you would have to tell them all the things about everything that's been happening,
Yeah.
and the like, right?
But there is a difference between sending a letter and then reporting activity.
Right. I agree.
Would we be able to contact Laszlo, maybe? Let them know that we've come into contact with the swarm here?
You could try.
That might be an idea.
It's a bit further away, but
It's a lot further away, but I mean, they're the most likely to maybe want to do something.
Well, I mean, for one, how do you propose we get in touch with them? That's quite a distance.
Well, I mean, radio, but I mean, how far does a radio go?
well, directionally, the radio on the robot is like 500 miles, I think. I think that's what it says. Yeah, a 500-mile direct. It's effective range
Take us
of
to about here
Yeah.
then.
quite a distance. It's
Well, we can either keep walking around and looking for allies, looking for groups, or another option is stay here, wait and see if things engage the Shemarrians, see if things engage us, and if something engages the Shemarrians, then we help them,
I
show
also
that
think
we have their back.
I also think we have to be a little bit more offensive in a defensive sort of way, if that makes sense. We're not going to do well head on, I think. So we have to, more kind of guerrilla warfare, essentially.
So just sit in the trees, and when those things fly over top, just one shot to take them down.
Well, maybe.
If one shot will take them down, and again, one unit out of a swarm, even if it's just the early stage reconnaissance swarm.
Do any of you have an intelligence? Any of you have an intelligence skill?
Ooh, where would you find that?
I don't believe I do.
I don't think Patrick is that smart.
I could identify plants and fruits.
Well, you could try poisoning them, I suppose.
Yeah, no intelligence.
Also, no intelligence.
Nope.
Fun. Okay.
How about Portland? Do you have intelligence?
Nope.
No. Okay. Oh, well.
Fun. Okay. Well, that skill's not going to be of benefit to you. That's fine. You don't need to have that skill. But, think about where you've encountered them so far. They've been aerial units that you've encountered, and they've predominantly been to the south and west. So, you're not surrounded.
If we walk south and west, we're going to find more.
Yeah.
That's
So
the safest bet, yeah.
You guys want to go south and west and see what cities we can find and what's been demolished and what's still standing?
I mean, if we could keep them from getting to Fenton and further north, might be an idea.
All right, before we head further away, we should try reaching out as best we can in the direction of either Laszlo or the coalition.
Well, maybe with Laszlo, we could do a chain, send out a message as far as we can, and ask almost like telephones. Here's
see
our
if
message.
we can.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Give me a radio check. And that will determine if you were able to direct it in the right direction. You should be able to reach Laszlo with the robot's radio, especially if you're on high ground. So.
Who has radio?
I
got
will
the
use the
mechanics.
robot. I will use the
Okay.
robot vehicle to radio them.
Yeah, radio
Awesome.
basic. Yeah.
Radio basic.
No problem.
Ooh.
You
But he did it.
you did
Not
it.
much
and
wiggle room.
No problem.
You give them you let them know that the enemy has been encountered. You give them your rough location. And and really in that direction, if the signal keeps traveling, that is the direction of the coalition state of Ironheart, which is up near Sudbury. So, yeah. Then they will probably be able to relay information to people, which is good to do things like that. And so you guys make your way back to Finton then, before deciding what direction to continue venturing?
Well, might as well.
Yeah, I guess so.
We
Okay,
can check in and restock, go from there.
cool. Sounds good. All right. And with that, we'll end this episode. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for being with us as we continue this tale. If you do like what you hear, hit subscribe, share it out, hit like, leave comments below, join our Discord. We're super happy to just interact with people who have a great love for role-playing games, particularly for Rifts right now. And yeah, it's been almost a year since we started this particular game, and it's been growing. Our channel's been growing, so we just want to thank everybody that has subscribed. We have actually a pretty high subscriber rate for a YouTube channel, which is around, gosh, now I think we're just below 40% of our viewers subscribe. So we really appreciate that. And yeah, until next time, I'm Magnum Pi, here with Teku, Golgotha, Vahilo, and Dark Templar, and we are Initiative Zero.